Hey there, welcome to The Hot Slice, the weekly podcast brought to you by Pizza Today magazine. I'm your host, Jeremy White, editor-in-chief of Pizza Today, joined today by none other than our executive editor, Miss Denise Greer. What's up, Denise?
Hello, Jeremy. How are you today?
Honestly, I'm suffering. The ragweed is very heavy in the air. You can see my eyes. My allergies are not good today, but we're making this a good day regardless because we're talking about pepperoni. We're talking about community. We're talking about doing good for others. What's not to love about today's podcast, right?
Yeah, I really like it. So of course, September 20th is National Pepperoni Pizza Day. So make sure it's on your calendar and make sure you honor it in some way, whether that's just on Instagram or in your store or what have you, however you want to celebrate it. We'd like to see you celebrate it.
The most loved pizza topping, Denise, in the entire country.
Absolutely.
Hands down, it's not even close, right?
So here's a question for you. Where in the U.S. is pepperoni not number one?
The Windy City, Chicago.
Right. Chicago.
Home to my beloved Chicago Cubs. And that's the one little pocket in the country where sausage outperforms pepperoni in terms of pizza topping popularity. And while I love Chicago dearly, and avid Cubs fan, love the city of Chicago, have a lot of friends who own pizzerias there. Sorry, Chicago, you're flat out wrong. Sausage is great, but pepperoni is the king of pizza toppings for a reason. It is the best pizza topping on the planet.
I would agree. Almost every pizza I get has pepperoni on it. I'm just going to tell you that. Almost everyone. And especially if it's the little cup and char pepperonis, those might be my favorite. They got the little grease pooled in the middle. I know people don't like that fashionably talk about grease, but it just makes it.
But why are we talking about pepperoni and National Pepperoni Day?
Well,
there's a little more to it, right?
Yeah. Okay. So Mark Strader from Square Pie Guys in San Francisco sent me a note because he's like, hey, we're doing this really cool thing for National Pepperoni Pizza Day. We got a bunch of pizzerias together and we're going to celebrate the day together. And I was like, I love this. This is amazing. Congratulations for bringing community to pizza, because honestly, that's what pizza is about. We're about community and learning as a whole. So I love what they're doing. They're giving to good causes. You'll hear all about it. But they're just doing fun things with other pizzerias and in the San Francisco market, which is a hugely competitive market.
Big market. A lot of outstanding pizzerias can be found in the city of San Francisco.
Absolutely. So they got like 15 different pizzerias together to come in and celebrate this one day. And they're called the Pepperoni Posse, which I think that's a cool name.
That's a cool name.
So we're going to pop onto this podcast, and I'm going to warn you right now, there are several people on this podcast. So try to kind of stay focused. And if you can watch the video too that we'll have on YouTube and at pizzatoday.com, you'll get to actually see them, and it coordinates a little bit too. But they have a lot to say about pizza and community, not competition, that whole idea, which I love because I think there's enough of a market for everyone to go around in most areas. So
agreed.
So it's an interesting conversation from a lot of different perspectives, whether it's the young pizzeria operator, the more veteran, even a pop-up pizzeria is involved. I really enjoyed listening to their conversation, and I think you will too. So let's just jump right in, Jeremy.
Bring on the Pepperoni Posse.
Your pizza is more than a craft, it's your legacy. Make it extraordinary with Bacio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese. Created by expert cheesemakers for a superior melt, endless stretch, and its signature kiss of buffalo milk, a taste that is rich and creamy beyond compare. Build your legacy with monthly cash rewards and marketing support through the Bacio Gold Club. Schedule a demonstration at baciocheese.com/hotslice. Pizza is your legacy. Build it with Bacio. Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
So this is the pizza or the pepperoni posse. Okay, so Mark, I'm going to start with you because you're the one that reached out to me about what you guys are doing. So tell me, what is this pepperoni posse you've got going right here?
The pepperoni posse, for now, is a group of pizzerias that share similar values and goals. We all happen to be based in the West Coast, but hopefully it can expand as we start to see, Pepperoni Day play out and we can make more noise about it. But the goal was to really bring pizzerias together to raise money and awareness towards the fight against hunger and food insecurity in our communities. So really just trying to say, like, pizza brings people together. Let's bring this whole group of like-minded owners and operators together to do something a little different on National Pepperoni Pizza Day, above and beyond our awesome Instagram posts.
So now I'll let you introduce the folks you have with you today. So now you have Danny, your partner beside you, and then tell us who you all have with you.
So we got Danny, other Square Pie Guy. We are the team that makes up Square Pie Guys. Cool. Just two of many important people. And then we got Dennis Lee, who's the owner of Sunset Squares, who has made an incredible mark on the San Francisco pizza scene over the past year. He's got a slice shop and a really dope restaurant in Selma right by us that does art auctions and NFTs and has an incredible beer hall. It's a really cool vibe. And then Matt is someone I've known for a couple years now. He helped me with my pop-up. I helped him with his pop-up. And Matt is just like a pizza lover, home baker. He does pop-ups at Ghost Town Brewing, I believe, in Oakland. Yep. And yeah, this is like the full spectrum, in my opinion, of pizza makers in the pizza community in a lot of ways.
And San Francisco is a huge pizza scene. I mean, it is one of the top in the country. Y'all are doing amazing things out there. So tell me what's happening so Pepperoni Pizza Day, for you guys that do not know, is September 20th. And we hope that you're going to celebrate. But Mark, tell us what you've got going with National Pepperoni Pizza Day.
For us, we work with an organization called Food Shift. We have been working with them in different capacities since we were a pop-up. So our very first collaboration with them was at Standard Deviant Brewing, which is in the Mission. And Food Shift, they focus on sort of solving food insecurity from all the different sort of areas that it can affect. So in terms of jobs and apprenticeship, rescuing sort of food that's still viable and good, but it's going to be wasted, and then taking that and creating meals in this kitchen. So they'll go get food from the community that's going to get thrown out. They have folks who they're giving job training and resources in a kitchen setting, and they're kind of combining those two to create meals and jobs and skills and a place for people to have resources. So that's what we're doing. We're going to give 10% of our sales that day to Food Shift.
Okay, so Dennis, how did you get involved with Pepperoni Pizza Day, and kind of what are you doing? Are you doing the same thing, or how's it working for what you're doing?
I'm kind of along for the ride. I'm taking the lead from the Square Pie Guys. They're kind of like the godfather of pepperoni over there. That duo. Their marketing's amazing, and I'm always happy to do anything with them, and the cause is obviously great. So I guess we each pick our own charity that we want to donate to from the proceeds we raise that day. And our restaurant chose an organization called Save the Children that has been helping for over 40 years with families and food security in Afghanistan, which just happens to be a lot more relevant now with what's going on.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're super excited to be a part of it. And I think it's something exciting that could definitely grow well beyond just the West Coast.
So each participating pizzeria chooses its own unique charity. Is that correct?
That was sort of the option, right? Like I think Matt's also doing Food Shift with us, but it's amazing. Like when Dennis emailed me back, I was like, "That's awesome," because obviously, what just transpired in Afghanistan, what's been transpiring for quite some time, but sort of the exit, if you will, was really traumatic. So they could definitely use all the continued support.
And Matt, what are you doing with Evolution Bake?
Yeah, so I'm Matt Lucas with Evolution Bake, and I'm following Mark's lead, and I thought it was a great cause, and he introduced me to Food Shift, and I think they're a great organization. So, we'll be donating 20% of our sales that day towards Food Shift, and so we're only popping up once a week, but we've tried to use that in the past for to donate a lot of proceeds towards a certain cause. So it's great to kind of pull that all together with some like-minded, restaurants in the area. So I'm excited to see what this means beyond Pepperoni Day as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Mark and Danny, how many pizzerias are involved with this Pepperoni Posse and what you're looking to do?
So right now we have 15 fully committed. I think our goal is to kind of keep that count going a little bit higher as we get closer. But we have folks, including Delfina in San Francisco, obviously Dennis, a couple other big pizza names and smaller names up and down the West Coast. So super excited to kind of see that come together. And to what Dennis said, I think the goal is to get some success this year and just keep the train rolling and make it sort of a cornerstone of the fall season to create some awesome buzz around Pepperoni and take care of some awesome organizations.
Yeah, I love this. The thing I love most, and this is something that, Jeremy and I talk a lot about, is that pizza is unlike any other industry in that we are community rather than competition. You know what I mean? Like, there's no more collaboration than amongst pizzerias. Can you tell me a little bit about, where you've come from as far as pizza and community and what you're seeing, especially in the Bay Area?
The area, I'd love to open it up to Matt or Dennis.
Yeah, so we're pretty new to pizza. This is Dennis from Sunset Squares. We kind of have been in restaurants in the Bay Area for a long time, and community is a large part of our ethos. We've been involved in things like sustainability, farming, supporting farmers markets and things like that. And I think that you're totally right. Like being in pizza the past couple of years, we've seen like it's such a universal food in the United States and beyond nowadays. But it's just incredible to have the experience from going from a restaurant where you had to really explain every ingredient and kind of teach people about the food, to one where people walk in the door and they know exactly what they want. And I would say probably like 99% of the time it's pepperoni.
That's true.
That's 100% accurate. I mean, almost every pizza I order has pepperoni on it. I rarely order just a pepperoni pizza, but I may add bacon, pineapple, jalapeno, whatever. But almost every pizza I personally consume has pepperoni on it. Ideally, soppressata if it's available. But hey, same thing, right? Kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly. So Matt, what is your experience with the pizza industry and kind of that community collaboration from your perspective, since you're doing something a little different?
Yeah, no, I think it's a very welcoming industry. Like I started, my Instagram account probably 7 years ago and just was making pizza at home for a long time. That's kind of how I found Mark and helped him with his pop-up and just connected with everyone throughout the industry. And it's just been super welcoming. I mean, I've reached out to Mark like, hey, I need a hand for this weekend, and we help each other out. Some of the people that come to the pop-ups are, like Neil at Longbridge, who's also part of the Pepperoni Posse, I believe.
Yeah.
He comes out to all of our pop-ups, and he has offered to collaborate and do one even at his pizzeria. So I just think that welcomeness and just the ability to really be coworkers rather than competition is just what's special about the industry. I mean, to your point, I don't know that there's any other industry like that that's so welcoming.
Yeah. Now you've got Dennis with Sunset Squares and Mark and Danny with Square Pie Guys. You guys actually have units close to each other where you're actually competing for the same customers. Is there any friendly competitions happening, or what is that relationship like being in the same?
I don't know
market?
if I would really call it a competition. I think that Danny and Mark pretty much, they're the bosses in San Francisco, and I'm just happy to be around. But there's definitely DoorDash drivers and Uber drivers and things like that get their wires twisted pretty frequently.
Yeah, come to both.
Yeah,
we've seen people show up because they batch the delivery, so folks will have like your bag at our place. So it happens vice versa. It's a good call. There's also Cellar Maker House of Pizza, who does Detroit style. They're involved too. I mean, I'd be lying if the sort of insecure part of me as a person when we first started and didn't know if it was going to go anywhere. When you see other brands popping up doing something similar, there's a part of your head who's like, what are they doing? But once you get to know everybody involved, and you kind of go back through this process of how we started, like to what Matt said and what Dennis said, like, I don't think we could have had Square Pie Guys if other people didn't support us and help us and give us some tips and talk to us on Instagram about the way we use our pans or season the pan or treat the dough. And I think it quickly kind of goes away, but it's good. The way I see it, the style of pizza that we're all trying to do, except for Matt. Matt does like the most beautiful sort of Neapolitan, California Neapolitan. I don't know what you call it, Matt, but that's kind of how I see it.
I don't know what I call it either.
But he calls it pizza. But it's good because if there's more folks doing, let's say, a pan pizza, then that's just going to raise all of us up because people are interested. They try us. They got to try Sunset Squares. They got to try Cellar Maker, and all down the line. So it's only beneficial to have more folks jumping in this ring and doing this style of pizza, because then people can have their favorites and we can all do something different. I mean, Dennis and Sunset Squares, they do some incredibly creative, awesome stuff. So that I don't even know if we could do. So it gives some great variety.
Yeah.
How are you getting the word out to your customers about what you're doing in terms of the fundraising aspects so that they can support you on that date specifically?
Leah just joined. Hi, Leah.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Leah Skirto from Pizza Leah in Windsor, California. So we'll chime you into the conversation a little bit, but go ahead with your question, Jeremy.
Yeah. I think this is part of it. We're just trying to reach out to everybody who is involved in the pizza world, who might care about something like this, and try to get some coverage and exposure for everybody involved. But truly, Instagram goes such a long way.
Email,
text. I mean, we spend time making like formatted marketing collateral for folks to post and to put in emails or text. So we all have like the same logo. We built a website, pepperoniposse.com, where all the organizations are listed and folks can go donate directly or learn about what each organization is doing differently. So that's all there. But yeah, we're just going to start probably early next week, start really blasting it out across all of our channels. And then hopefully this can come out sometime before the 20th. And yeah, we can maybe build like a nice little ball of momentum there, and people will be supporting.
This should air on the 16th, so we should be good. So let's chime Leah in. Do you so how did you get involved with this Pepperoni Posse, and kind of what are you doing for your National Pepperoni Pizza Day? Oh, You don't have audio right now. Sorry.
Unmute. So Mark brought us all in. So I'm involved thanks to Square Pie Guys and their awesome recruitment. So thanks to you guys. I'm stoked to be involved. So I am donating to Farm to Pantry, which is an organization up here in Sonoma County that they specialize in gleaning. And gleaning is the act of going into farms after they have done their main harvest and picking all of the remnants. They'll even go to, people's private properties that have orchards and private orchards and not just farms. And so they glean all the leftover fruit, vegetables, whatever it is that person is farmed. And then they take it and they put it out. They put it out to, for anybody with food insecurities. And some of it, they process the food. It's led and run by some local chefs. So they have the means to process foods, whether it's pickling, jarring, jamming, whatever it is they do, so that it can then be used and donated to people with food insecurity.
Awesome.
So, yeah, they're a pretty cool organization up here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
The one thing that I want to know, because we have pizzerias all over the country, and some of them are concentrated in the same market, whether that's Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis, wherever they are. As you look at, how you've been able to come together as a pizza community, what advice do you have for others to be able to collaborate in this way? I mean, Mark, you said that you guys are actually even providing marketing materials. So each of you kind of tell me what kind of advice you would have for other operators that want to get together with their community, but just don't know how to make the pizza community come together where they're at.
This is Dennis from Sunset Squares. Probably give Mark and Danny a bunch of money and then open a Square Pie Guys in your city and follow their roadmap. I think that's probably like the quickest, easiest way to do it. But
can that be the teaser for the
podcast? I'll say it takes people like Matt mentioned someone named Neil, but Neil Denardi is the owner of Long Ridge Pizza Co. They're in the dog patch, but Neil is just like a genuine pizza lover, and he visits everyone's pizzeria and like has a beer with you at your bar and talks your ear off in the nicest possible way.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can attest to that. He was here not that long ago.
Yeah. Right. Lars too. Like there's just, I think it just takes like one or two really serious pizza lovers who just genuinely do it for the craft and the love of pizza and want to go try and talk to everybody and come with an open mind and not come like, I won't name names. I also probably don't even remember the guy's name, but when we first opened Square Pie Guys, this dude came from San Diego and started talking to us about his like wood-fired pizza concept and how he's going to open in our market and all that. And we're like, why are you here in our restaurant telling us you're going to like try to shut us down? Like,
steal our,
like don't do that. That's the anti be that guy, but just like we're all in this together where we can learn things from each other. And I mean, I guess we are lucky to have a little more resources and time to like sit on the computer and make graphics, but that's really, there's a lot of, maybe it's because we're in the Bay Area, but there's a lot of good software that makes it super easy. I'm no expert. I just plug something into Canva and it made it transparent for me and I resized it. I'm not sitting here, graphic designing something like I didn't go to school for it, you know what I mean? So there are resources and software, which if anyone wants to email us, email pepperoniposse@squarepieguys.com and I'll respond and tell you what software to use, and you can start visiting your friends in Atlanta if you're in Atlanta and having the same idea. And we would love to see little cohorts pop up all over the country, and that's kind of the great outcome.
I mean, I think more so than that, like you just have to ask, right? Like all we did was like ask people for email addresses and DM and like ask George, who runs the Slice of SF Instagram, if he could introduce us to people. We're like, hey, do you want to collaborate? It's going to be great for everyone. And because of that community, everyone said yes. You know, no one was like, whoa, what the hell? Like trying to make me give away profits. Like it wasn't that hard. Like Mark's right. Like he does cool stuff with Canva, but at the end of the day, we just said like, do you want to be involved? And overwhelmingly people said yes. Like that's the first step.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, really too, like, why would you not want to be involved is what, you know, a collaboration of the more good pizza out there in a specific area, the more people learn what good pizza and high quality pizza is. And like to the general public, I think that's a great thing. And then why not be associated with a quality like event, you know, we're helping people with food insecurity. So I don't know how anybody would want to not be involved. And then to, you know, you'd be crazy also to not want to be associated with this group of pizza makers. You know, there's absolutely no reason to not do this. I can't believe, I don't know if anybody said no to you guys, but that would blow my mind.
Some people we had to chase down in a variety of ways, like folks that we've met and like have phone numbers for, or like texting, like, did you get the email? Like, can you respond?
Yeah. Well, I can attest to some people are just really busy.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I was just going to say, I can attest to being one of those people. I work a day job Monday through Friday. So it's, I don't want to say it takes a back seat, but sometimes that's where my head's at.
Don't hear that for Matt's sake.
Yeah. I mean, I think to Mark and Danny's credit, like it's just so easy to participate in. And I think that's along the lines of what Leah's saying is like, it's just so easy to do and it's such a good cause. Like, why wouldn't you do it really? And I'm pretty busy and I felt that way. I get asked to do a lot of things and this was pretty much like a no-brainer for me.
Yes, all we got to do is make pizza on the day of and make some Instagram posts that they provided all the content for.
Right.
It couldn't be easier.
But even just the concept of coming together, it's like, you know, like Leah said, about the idea of spreading good pizza is like rising tides, you know, lifts all boats, that whole idea. And then also just like there's enough in the market for everyone. We can all still collaborate. Like we don't need to compete, you know, it doesn't take, just look at your population in your area, you know, I guarantee most of them eat pizzas. So it doesn't need to be this conflict. It's a great cause that we can all easily come together doing what we're already going to be doing.
And pizza is such a distinct like segment of the industry, right? Like pizza restaurants have different constraints. They have different needs from a build out to operations to labor. And so like, I think there is this camaraderie and it doesn't ever feel like there's not enough space. If there's a pie of customers, like it just feels like there's plenty of slices for everyone. So.
Yeah,
that's awesome. You guys, hey, the bottom line is it feels good to do good. And you guys are doing something very good for your communities, and kudos to you for that. It's always the right thing to do, right? To help others out, and you're doing that. You're putting your money where your mouth is in your communities and in your pizzerias, and that is admirable. And we love to see that. And we wish you nothing but major success with this campaign.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy days to hop on the podcast with us with so many people. It's been fun to have this many people on a podcast before. We've never done that. So, but we can't wait to see what happens on National Pepperoni Pizza Day, and please just keep us posted on what's happening with y'all.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. I'll just plug pepperoniposse.com. Check it out. That's where you can see everyone participating. That's where you can go to donate directly. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks everybody.
Take care.
Thank you.
You all.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.